Welcome to the Thundercloud. We're going to have a quickie here tonight. It's not going to be a super long one. I do apologize that, I'd say unfashionably late. Sage obviously wants us to get on with the show. We've got news, Sage. I don't care if you're watching, I don't know what the show is called, One Tree Hill or One Piece of Heaven or whatever the hell that show is that you watch. Smut. Japanese smut. That should be illegal and is probably communist propaganda that I don't want you watching. Hopper, I've had it with you scratching my goddamn coat. You fuck off back there, okay? Alright, so we're going to get right to it right here and now. Sage says he will be leaving now. You lost a viewer. That's basically 50% of the viewership, or 33.33%. Which I'm going to be changing real damn soon because I might be getting my ass off YouTube. Spoiler alert. I might take my business where it's actually fucking wanted. And I've been looking up some places. To put podcasts. There's 4 options. And I might just go with all 4 of them and say, fuck you, YouTube. Because I'm fucking sick and tired. I'm a loyal degenerate to this fucking platform. And they ain't doing nothing to help me. I looked at some that you told me. I did create a Kick. I did create a Kick account. Haven't used it yet. A little scared. A little timid. I do have a Twitch account. And then there's 2 other platforms that I'm thinking of. Because I don't think I can do Spotify. I think Spotify costs money. But there's one for podcasts that's Apple. And then there's another one that's for some other bullshit. I can't really remember. Wasn't really paying attention. Just browse the AI overview, that sort of thing. But, what friggin' Rumble? You want to rumble with me? You want to tangle Curly? Because I will lay you the fuck out. If need be. If you're talking shit right now, I don't know what the hell you're talking about when you say what friggin' Rumble. This isn't a Royal Rumble. Sage says, don't do Spotify with an LOL. All right, Spotify's gone. Just stay on YouTube or go to Kick. Or what about doing both, Sage? What about doing both? What about doing all 3? Twitch, YouTube, Kick, and somehow we could go through and instead of me having to read the comments, right, from my cellular device, Sage, you can copy and paste comments, send them to me in Discord, and every 5-10 minutes I read through comments that are good. How's that sound? Or we can charge people. The viewers are really excited about watching 3 different platforms. Well, we're trying to steal from each of them. That's what we're trying to do. And I think I just had a genius idea. I'd liken it to the one that Mark Zuckerberg stole the ideas from. That's what I would liken it to. But you don't want to admit that. You handle Kick, Corpse handles Twitch, and I handle nothing. Except YouTube, I guess. But I would need you guys to feed me the messages. And they have to be good comments. I'm sorry, but I don't think a female, with all due respect in this day and age, I do not think a female is cut out to handle good sports questions. I'm sorry. If we were doing a cooking podcast, I'd demote your ass, Sage, and I'd hire another female. But I'm talking about sports. I'm not talking about cooking a creme de la creme buble. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I want good, earnest questions. I want earnest questions. Not questions about Ernest goes to school. Good, earnest questions. And I don't think a woman's able to do it. We saw Anchorman. The corpse disrespect is not shan't tolerated here. Because it just happened. And it's live. It's live. The entire world could come in here and they could hear me talking shit about women and talking shit about Japanese communism. That is One Tree Hill, the stupid show that you watch. Dumbest show on fucking earth. Damn it, Sage. What are you, 660 episodes in yet? Like, have you gotten the whole kit and caboodle done? You're disrespectful in how shitty you are at binging TV shows. 1,000 episodes should have been done last week. You sit down, you watch it for a week or two, and it's done. Go listen to overrated Tom Petty. You're going to call Tom Petty, the late, great Tom Petty, who died from fucking fentanyl. You're going to call Tom Petty a fucking hack? Listen here. Megadeth sucks. And so does Metallica. And so does Bruce Dickinson of Iron fucking Maiden. More cowbell? Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. And fuck Iron Maiden too. Haven't listened to that shit in years. Grew out of that real quick. Haven't listened to Iron Maiden in a long time. Fuck Metallica. Fuck Slayer. Fuck, I don't know, the goddamn Beastie Boys. I don't give a shit. He's not overrated. You just haven't listened to the good songs. Fucking assholes. It's like you gotta fucking rile me up. You gotta rile me up. Sage has Iron Maiden tickets for September, so watch your mouth. Well, let's hope Bruce Dickinson can last that long, because that's right around the time that Tom Petty fucking died, age-wise. Let's hope Bruce Dickinson can make it to September. They're probably playing in Ottawa or Toronto, would be my guess. I don't think Sage is going to Montreal. Never mind. They are going to Montreal. Interesting. All right, Sage, I'll join you. I've actually been listening to Afraid of Strangers a lot lately by Iron Maiden. So I'll come. Forget what I said about Iron Maiden. I like Iron Maiden. Wasting Time, been listening to that too. 2 Minutes to Midnight. Of course, Fear of the Dark, Blood Brothers, Wicker Man. Yeah, I'll come with you, Sage. We'll see you in Montreal. What's that song? Wasting Time, Wasting Love. Afraid of Strangers. Okay, Afraid to Kill Strangers. I can put it on right now. It's on my fucking thing. If I just go back. Afraid to Shoot Strangers. You'll hear it right here. Do you hear that? That's pre-Bruce Dickinson right there. That is a song. I also like that song that reminds me of Power Rangers a little bit. It's a good song. The one, I'll get the actual name for you if I can. Hallowed Be Thy Name. It is Power Rangers. I think they stole it. You can fucking copyright me all you want. I ain't making no goddamn money here, so I don't give a fuck. Maybe I'll just start fucking blaring fucking music and fucking playing video games, and I'll have fun, and then YouTube won't pay me anyway. I can do that shit. Anyways, there was actually, prior to all the bullshit that broke out, because obviously women can't handle criticism, and I criticized a woman for not knowing how to handle sports comments, there was stuff that we did have to go over today. So we're going to start going over the news that happened today. I would say by far the most shocking news of the day is that the Chicago Bears center, Drew Dahlman, who was signed just last year to a 3-year, $42 million contract, has decided to retire at the age of 27. Now, this creates a huge hole for the Bears. He played well above average last year, as per PFF, with a 72.6 rating. And that's 3 years in a row where he was a quality center. He was actually named to the Pro Bowl. I'm not sure he was actually at that Pro Bowl level, but he was legitimate. So that's a huge loss for them, and they're going to have to recuperate it. And I'm sure they get money back that'll help, but that's a huge loss, especially with like Joe Tooney and those guys starting to get a little bit older. We do have, and just continue to comment. I will get to your guys' comments at the end. So any comments you have about Drew Dahlman, or any comments you're going to have about Daniel Jones, any comments you're going to have about Iron Maiden, I will get to it all at the end, and then we'll get the fuck out of here. Unsurprisingly, the Indianapolis Colts have placed the transition tag on quarterback Daniel Jones. Now, basically this means he'll earn, I think, $37.6 or $37.8 million this year. If they're not able to work on a contract, gives them the right to offer like whatever anyone else offers him, so match the offer. He had a late season torn Achilles, so he's not going to be ready until, I would say, mid-season. I would probably assume wouldn't say late, probably weeks 8 to 10 would be my guess. But we'll see what happens. He did have a 100.2 rating last year. Definitely started hot and then kind of slowed down a little bit, in my opinion. I don't think he's going to be a great quarterback next year, if I'm being honest. I think he is going to regress. 19 touchdowns, 8 interceptions last year. The Colts had to do it, obviously, but I do think that the Colts are going to end up being disappointed in this one. And my guess is Sage, a Tennessee fan, will agree with me. Now, the one interesting thing here is this does mean that Alec Pierce, wide receiver of the Colts, cannot be tagged, which, unless they can come to an agreement by March 11th, a week from now, then Alec Pierce is going to be a free agent. And I know there's a lot of pretty good wide receivers out there. If you're looking for a big play wide receiver, Alec Pierce is pretty damn good. A really good down the field guy. A guy I'd, maybe consider the Titans to go after. I mean, if they need a guy down the field, and I'm pretty sure they need at least 3 wide receivers added this year, he would definitely be a guy. And in division, we always see people in the division stay in the division a lot when they are free agents. So it wouldn't surprise me to see Tennessee get involved there. Shout out to Tennessee. The Jets officially franchise tagged Breece Hall, which we already kind of said was going to happen, so we're not going to spend any extra time on that. The New York Giants are going to release linebacker Bobby Okereke. He was set to enter the last year of a 4-year deal he had signed in 2023. He was a third-round draft pick by the Colts. I found he was a lot better of a player when he was with the Colts. He ranked number 56 among linebackers last year per PFF, 56.3 grade. So I would say pretty good release by them. They saved $9 million. He's a slightly below average linebacker per PFF. That's just, we're simplifying this for myself, for other people, etc. I'd say he'll latch on to another team, but he's not going to get overpaid. Maybe a 1-year deal, 2 years tops. And if it's a 2-year deal, it's really a 1-year deal because of the guaranteed money and all that stuff. The Bengals did not franchise tag Trey Hendrickson, which was to be expected. He will be entering his age 32 season, which is concerning for me. He was injury riddled last year. He's still going to get over, $20 million per year, but it's going to be a shorter term. I wouldn't go 3 years for him. I'd go 2 years, and I'd pretty much make it so that, hey, if he's not good, Like, for example, last year, 7 games played, 4 sacks. Now, there was a lot of controversy going on, so maybe that kind of played into why his production was so low, but he just was not as good, frankly. And to me, 2-year deal with an out after year one makes the most sense. I would be very surprised if anyone's dumb enough to give him a 3-year contract, but really these 3-year contracts aren't actually 3-year contracts. Worth noting, 2023, 2024, he did have 17 and a half sacks for each of those seasons. So, I don't know. I look for a team like the Bears, the Patriots to be interested. Be kind of funny to see him come to Green Bay. Don't think it's going to happen. Just too long in the tooth, in my opinion. Too long in the tooth. And we'll see. We'll see what happens to him. I like him as a player. He has gotten better since, his first 3 years. But I'm just not really sure about signing him to a long-term deal. Before we get to our main event news of the day, we do have a little bit of baseball news. Remember that year that Jurickson Profar was extremely good in fantasy? Not last year because he was suspended 81 games for steroids, but the year before? Well, Jurickson Profar has been suspended for the entire year for using performance-enhancing drugs. Love you, Jurickson. Just next time, don't get caught. Otherwise, you're banned for the rest of your career. And finally, the news that is pretty big news in my opinion. Kyler Murray getting released by the Arizona Cardinals. The picture that I do have in my my YouTube photo is hilarious. He made a tweet basically saying something about playing with Larry Fitzgerald his first year, and it was actually an NBA, women's NBA basketball player. That was the picture in the tweet, so kind of hilarious there. So here's kind of how it breaks down a little bit. Cardinals are eating $54 million in dead cap space by releasing Kyler Murray, unless it's designated as a post-June release. I don't know what it is if it is a post-June release. He's going to be, I would say, the safest quarterback on the market. Like right now, actually, Malik Willis is the number one quarterback on the market, but I think that resume-wise, you got to go with Kyler Murray. Upside, you need to go with Malik Willis. It's very funny, we were talking not that long ago, and I'm going to go into Kyler Murray a little bit here. I just had a thought. And basically, we were talking about Malik Willis and how much he is going to make. And, we were saying 10, 15, 20 million. I was pretty confident 20 million. Now it's being reported that he's definitely getting over 30 million. And the Jets are interested, and they've got $89 million in cap space, not including, cutting Justin Fields and probably some other players. And the interesting part is, the Dolphins also want him. Jeff Hafley and the GM, both from the Packers, obviously very familiar with Malik Willis. Obviously, the Dolphins and Jets both play in the same division. I love to see a great bidding war get done. And what's amazing about this trade is we sent a 7th-round draft pick to the Tennessee Titans. Got Malik Willis. Malik Willis is going to get like $30 million or more per year. That's going to net the Packers a 3rd-round compensatory pick next year. And you already had Malik Willis for 2 years where he performed pretty well as a backup. So talk about maximizing value. I'm not talking shit. I'm just being legit. That is a real trade that took place. Now, I do want to kind of go into like what Kyler Murray was. I did not know it was this long ago because there was a time where I thought Kyler Murray was the bee's knees. I thought potentially, through like 9 weeks of a season, he was potentially going to be up for MVP votes. I think that was the 2021 season where he was 24 years old. He ended with a 100.6 rating, 24 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions. He can rush as well. you kind of look at him for his career. You got a 92.2 rating. Last year had an 88.6 rating. However, it's very easy to argue that Jacoby Brissett performed better, the backup, than Kyler Murray. To me, I'm going to say it right now. I think he's going to wind up with the Minnesota Vikings. I do not see him fitting with the Jets. I don't think he wants to go to the Jets. Any quarterback that goes to the Jets typically fails. So I am going to say Kyler Murray ends up with Minnesota, and I'm very interested. I'm very interested to see what happens to J.J. McCarthy this year. If they completely move off him, like if they move off him altogether, literally, if they move off J.J. McCarthy altogether, I would not be surprised. There has been rumblings, and you guys already know what I think of his performance. I think you bring in Kyler Murray. Maybe you draft a quarterback in the draft. Maybe you even fucking take another backup. I don't fucking care. I think you need to get Kyler Murray, or not Kyler Murray. You got to get J.J. McCarthy out of there. I think Kyler Murray would do pretty good. Put get a decent O-line for him. There's obviously multiple weapons in Minnesota already. T.J. Hawkinson, Justin Jefferson, as well as that DUI guy there, Jordan Addison. And then, I'd add a real running back. That guy that used to play in San Francisco is okay, but I think they need to add a real running back. And I think he can do very well. And I think, hey, if he does a 92 rating, like his career rating, or even a 90, that's still a huge upgrade over J.J. McCarthy. So you heard it here first. Kyler Murray will sign with the Minnesota Vikings. And that's really all we have for today. There's rumblings that the San Francisco 49ers want to hold out for a first rounder for Mac Jones. I think you're a complete fucking idiot if you fucking give a first rounder for Mac Jones. So I'm going to take a look at the comments like I said I would, and then we will close up shop here. I hope you step on a 3-plug prong. That's followed by damn, that's a harsh punishment, and then a sunglasses emoji. Well, I certainly hope I do not step on a 3-plug prong. I've done it before. I've done it many times before, and I really hope it does not happen again. It actually left me hospitalized for a good 6 to 8 weeks one time. So let's hope that that doesn't happen. We will be blocking the person that posted that smut. There's no need for that type of commentary here at the Thundercloud. We keep it pretty respectable, and we would like to reel that shit in early. Anyways, that's it. We will be back tomorrow. I know there will be more news. Have a good night, guys, and I fucking hate you, Sage.